Have you ever wondered what makes a fantasy world feel as alive as our own? Westeros, with its endless intrigue and danger, pulls you right in. Spanning 7 distinct kingdoms and countless noble houses, Martin's world features no fewer than 4 major dynasties vying for influence: the Starks, Lannisters, Baratheons, and Targaryens. Picture Ned Stark, a loyal northern lord, thrust into the lethal politics of King's Landing as Hand of the King, while his illegitimate son Jon Snow faces harsh realities at the Wall, and exiled Daenerys begins her ascent far across the sea. Some might argue, aren't all fantasy settings full of castles and rivalries? But Martin's Westeros stands apart by making every character vulnerable and every decision fraught with risk. No one is safe, and the stakes are always real. So as we journey through Westeros, remember, in this world, power is never secure, and every action echoes in ways no one can predict. What does it really mean to play the Game of Thrones? Is it about survival or something more? According to a 2021 literary analysis, over 80% of pivotal moments in a Game of Thrones hinge on political maneuvering rather than magic or warfare. Consider Ned Stark. Guided by honor, he enters King's Landing only to be ensnared by a web of deceit, a fatal lesson in a place where trust is a liability and betrayal is currency. Skeptics might claim, isn't this just another tale of good versus evil? But Martin denies us that comfort, showing instead a spectrum of motives where morality is always in flux. If you look closer, you'll find that every choice, every alliance, and every betrayal in Westeros mirrors the unpredictable power struggles we face in real life, and invites us to question our own moves. Why do some characters cling to honor even when it could cost them everything? What keeps families together in a world built on secrets? Studies of character outcomes show that those who prioritize loyalty or honor in Westeros face a 70% higher risk of tragic downfall compared to their more cunning counterparts. Take the Starks. Their tight familial bonds are both their greatest strength and, in a world like this, a dangerous vulnerability. Ned's unwavering integrity leads not to glory, but to a shocking early demise. It's tempting to say, wouldn't the world be better if everyone acted with honor? But Martin's story pushes back, exposing how rigid adherence to principle can be a fatal flaw when survival demands flexibility. Ultimately, the lesson is clear. Loyalty and honor have their place. But in a realm where life is precarious, adaptability may be the truest form of wisdom. How does someone go from powerless exile to one of the most formidable figures in fantasy? Daenerys Targaryen's rise is as complex as it is compelling. By the book's close, Daenerys commands a force of over 10-0, yet just months earlier she was a pawn in her brother's desperate schemes, demonstrating how quickly fortunes can shift in Martin's world. Her story begins with oppression and isolation, but through a series of harrowing trials, including the loss of her husband and the birth of dragons, she claims agency, forging her own destiny against staggering odds. Some might wonder, isn't Daenerys just another destined hero? In fact, her journey warns us, power can transform, but it can also consume, and every gain carries a hidden cost. As you reflect on Daenerys' arc, ask yourself, what would you sacrifice for power? And what kind of leader would you become if the world suddenly listened to your command?